What's good? What's good, my people? Thank you for tapping in. Kenneth here, 100 Years of Wealth, streamhomeloan.com. Making a video that is intended to really help agents out there or really anyone that's trying to sell stuff online, but this is really geared towards creating a lead channel. The hardest thing, or I don't want to say the hardest, but one of the priorities for a loan officer, real estate agent, anyone that's in some sort of sales business is leads, having some sort of incoming lead source or some sort of lead source that you buy where you can consistently prospect. Because in order to have success in sales, you got to be out there prospecting. Either it's knocking on doors, either it's going business to business, either it's making cold calls to a list of people that might be interested in your product, or it's buying leads from a lead generating source. Um, but nowadays, kind of the holy grail of generating business is having some sort of inbound lead to yourself. The problem is that a lot of times those lead sources are very expensive. Whether you are trying to, let's say, run a billboard um, that is going to drive traffic to make your phones ring or to your website to create online applications, those billboards are usually going to cost you 5 grand to, to have a billboard posted up. And numbers wise, you may not, see as much production as you would and spending that same amount online somewhere, right? But it varies. It really depends on your advertisement, what you're selling, things like that. But my point is that in sales, the holy grail is having someone come to you. And a strong way that a lot of people have been creating success has been through Facebook leads and online marketing. And Facebook has had a lot of success because it's like a, generally speaking, it's a targeted approach where you're able to really filter down and funnel down the people that you're marketing to, and then further market that down after you run, an ad for a while and you see the response, and you can further target market. The issue in my industry, real estate and mortgage, is that Facebook limits how much you can target in those industries because because when it comes to credit and housing, it can be considered discrimination if you're leaving certain groups out. It can be considered redlining to a certain degree. So with that, they kind of remove a lot of filtering ability with mortgage marketing or with real estate stuff. So you don't have as big of a or as strong of an ability to target, but you do have still the ability to really blast advertising to multiple marketplaces or multiple platforms. So within Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Facebook Marketplace, you have Reels, you have a lot. I think when I post an ad on Facebook, it might hit 17, or I think it's 17 different platforms, right? So Facebook is still a very strong place to market. And I think for a long time, people thought it was like a thing where it peaked and say, oh, that's just something that there was a phase and it went through that. Maybe because we were used to things kind of coming up and then phasing out, like a MySpace back in the day. But MySpace never got to the point of like a Facebook where it became a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded global enterprise that probably is never going anywhere, and that will continue to own different entities that grow the ability to sell things, right? So I think that with Facebook, it's a strong marketplace now, and hopefully it remains that way. But at least for now, um, it's a place where a lot of people are generating business and generating leads. So what I have done over many years, trial and error, trying to figure out what works on Facebook, is I've posted ads, I've ran multiple different ads, and a lot in the initial stages of it, I didn't really get a lot of traction that I wanted to. And I it's hard to really say exactly why, but I can speak to the differences in my approach as I went forward and the different things that I adjusted that ended up leading me to have more successful leads. And it could be imagery, it could be timing in the market, it could be, you know, the target of, even though I can't target a certain group, my ad became more targeted in regards to what it was saying, right? So the people that were going to respond to it were going to be more targeted. So I would think that, like, I guess when I first started running Facebook ads, I would create like a image on, let's see if I could find one of these. I would create an image like on Adobe Illustrator, and it would just be what I would consider like an attractive image of maybe like a family, or something mortgage related. Let's see if I can find something for you guys. And let's see here. A little family mortgage, something or other. Bear with me. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Something like this. Here you go, right? So this isn't actually my ad, but this was something that I ran an ad for a reverse mortgage, right? In my mind, that's an attractive ad. It looks professional, and this is something that was being used by AAG. So I'm like, okay, this is, if you could come up with something similar, then this might be a successful ad. I created my own version of that, and for whatever reason, it really didn't do well in the marketplace. I wasn't able to pull any leads from it, but eventually I adjusted. I adjusted my visual imagery. I adjusted how I built the lead, or I built the advertisement in the Facebook ad platform, and then I started to have a lot more success. So as you can see by by this screen, this is my current Gmail account, and I'm going to make sure I do a good job of blocking out clients' names. But this is where I have leads coming in. So when you set up a ad in Facebook, the best way to do it is to have your ad send your leads to a CRM. The CRM system I use is Follow Up Boss. You can look that up. I'll put a link in the description. But it's a pretty strong CRM. I've been using it for many years now. It does a good job of. There's a lot of templates in there as far as email templates. There's action plan templates in there where when your lead comes through, it's going to automatically fall into an action plan, and these things are very important if you want to have success, because nowadays it's really all about automation. Making it to where you don't have to do every bit of the follow-up yourself, making it to where the system that you're using is following up with the leads, making it to where you will see emails come back from a client when you didn't even send the email, but your system did. And it makes it to where your leads are constantly getting worked over time, because the reality of leads is that when you generate a lead, if you call the lead and you get a hold of the person and you turn that into a deal, that's great. That's like the ideal scenario. But the reality of leads is that doesn't always happen, and that rarely happens. Usually you have to nurture that lead. You have to kind of farm that lead and work that lead and follow up with that person consistently. And, it does get hard as your lead pool grows to consistently call all the leads and email all the leads. So you really have to have a system that supports that. And I think Follow Up Boss does a good job. So the way I have it set up is that I have my ad in Facebook. It's running. I put a certain amount of how much I want to spend each day. And depending on how strong your ad is, it'll produce a certain result per that dollar amount. I've had it before where I've run ads and, let's say for a $35 daily spend, a certain ad produced a couple of leads, like one or two leads. And I'm like, okay, that's good that it created leads, but for $14 per, that's not really what I'm looking for, right? And not to say that that's not, uh, uh, if you were able to convert that into a deal in my industry, that would be wonderful. But usually you're going to need more than just, a couple of leads. And you're going to need a strong volume of that to create deals, because you might call those two people and they don't pick up, and it might be a little while before they pick up, or they might be that client, right? And there might be other people, like I said, that you call immediately and you get a hold of. But my point is that you want more leads. So you really need to be able to get them at a lower price. Maybe in different industries, you could say, paying $15 a lead is good, but in the mortgage industry, where you need to be, getting 5 to 10, leads a day to really create that flow, to create that traction, you want the cost down. So, then you have scenarios where you run a certain advertisement and that ad generates leads at a tick of a couple of dollars per, right? So that's when you start to say, okay, hey, this is more of what I want. This is more of something that is scalable. Now it's just really about converting those leads. So as you can see right here with all these leads, this is Facebook, this is my Gmail account. These are leads. I got a fountain going right now that I can turn on and off at any point, right? This is 6:39 in the morning, 4 a.m., 1:28, 12. And some people could say, hey, I don't want these coming through in the middle of the night. I get it. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll turn it off at night, but then it takes time to start up the next day. What I like to do is just kind of keep it going. And some people are going to come through at night. These are still real people that have interest. And maybe they work certain shifts and they're up in the middle of the night. You just have to kind of consider that in your flow. But hey, if you're someone that's like, I don't want any leads coming through after a certain time frame because I can't call them immediately, I get it. But what I'm saying is that I got a system, or I got my my lead flow is turning on and it's running like an engine right now, and I can pretty much stop it at any point that I want to. That's because after fine tuning multiple advertisements, I've come up with a few that just work, and they just work well. And the imagery works well, the amount of questions that are asked work well, things like that. And I can help. I'm gonna basically make myself available to help people on a one-on-one basis set up their system, and we can we'll talk about like consulting and things like that. But if you look at this, you just got to ask yourself, if I'm getting leads like this at this rate, this consistent, can I be successful? Obviously, everyone's different. Everyone's sales skills are a little bit different, but that's a question for yourself. If you feel like you can't be, then maybe you just have to ask yourself, okay, what do I need to do to tighten up my sales skills? Because the reality of it is that there's people out there looking to make deals, and you just tighten up your sales skills a little, tighten up your pitch, get a script from ChatGPT. I've done that, but you could do it. You know what I mean? So it's just really about creating that lead flow, buckling down, and contacting these people and putting them into a system where you can pull them into a process, get them pre-approved. These are actually purchase leads, where people are inquiring and responding to an ad geared towards them purchasing a home. Okay, so let's just go through this really quickly. This is only since last night, right? These ones that I haven't opened yet, I've looked at them on my phone because I have the Follow Up Boss app on my phone, so it goes to my phone as well. But after 9:40 p.m., I'm not really calling people. It's just, that's way too late. But if someone were to call me at that time and I was up and I was active, which a lot of times I am, I would speak to them. Or if someone were to text me and say, hey, can we talk now? I do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with that as long as obviously I'm up. But I'm not going to call someone then. I might, I do have an auto text that goes out to them no matter what time they apply, letting them know that, hey, someone did receive your inquiry and we'll be returning your call. But I'm not calling them past. Usually, I'm not going to call people past 8:30 p.m. Sometimes I might push it a little bit. But just since last night, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leads, right? And this is right now, we're at 9:25 a.m. in the morning, right? So we're just getting started with the day, but I already have 8 fresh leads to call, and I'm pretty sure that you'll probably see that every couple of hours another one pops through. Prior to that, so yesterday, March 3rd, was Monday. For whatever reason, Monday was kind of a slow. Oh, you know what? I had turned off my leads on Sunday night, and then I turned it back on Monday. So I had turned it off because I had gotten so many over the weekend. Turned it off and then turned it back on Monday. So that's why yesterday I only got one. Yesterday during the day. No, these are all from March 3rd. My bad. I turned it off on Saturday, Sunday on the 2nd, and then only got one, I think, on Sunday, and then the rest started coming back in on Monday. So it's flowing, and it's pretty much coming with an average of a lead every couple of hours. So when you look back, March 2nd, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 leads, right? 14 leads. March 1st, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that I might have paused it at some point that day. But if you just look back over the last 2 weeks since I've been running these ads, it's been nonstop. It's been flowing. And I've already talked to a lot of these clients, and I've already ran applications with a lot of these clients. And I would like to give you just a quick overview of how, you know, you would create a ad in Facebook. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start from scratch, right? We're just going to start from scratch. You need to set up your ad account. So, I will go back, right? Like if when someone signs up with and does like consulting one-on-one with me, I'll go through all the full steps from start. I'll help you log into your Facebook account, and then I'll help you create the business page that's needed so that you can have a ability to set up an ads page or whatever, right? Because I realize right here I'm actually just starting from inside the ads page, but so if we do the consulting, we'll do that. But from here, you would just literally start from creating an ad, right? You would have a ad set. Either you create a new one or you can use an existing ad set. It's just basically kind of like the pre-stage before you set up the ad, right? And then you can just name your ad, Facebook lead gen, right? So continue. So now it's going to pop into this, right? So when you're here, this is where it's going to start allowing you to create the actual ad, right? And in the past, this is like, if you see this image, this is an image that I created a long time ago. I had a couple of skateboards made with my company name just for some branding stuff. And sorry about the dogs in the background, but I had some cool branding stuff made with the company name, the hat. All the dogs in the neighborhood are barking right now. Shut up! Okay, so my point is, of course, right now the dogs want to go out. Now they're making their way to the other side of the house. Okay, cool. So look, you'll have imagery, or you're going to upload images, right? That are going to be the images that are used for your ads, right? So that's on this portion of the page. That's, you'll get there. But the ad name, Facebook ad gen partnership, run this. So you're just literally going to go through each step and fill this information out, right? The magic, the ability to create an ad that really pushes forward and gets a lot of action and creates leads immediately, that's where what you put in these different spaces is going to matter. Not so much what you call your ad, because that's not a client facing thing. This is just for you. But everything else is what matters. So partnership ad, run ads with creators, brands, other businesses. These ads will feature both. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just running an ad for myself, right? Choose Facebook page and Instagram account that this will be associated with. So for myself, I have a mortgage brokerage, streamhomeloan.com Inc. This is the Facebook page that it's attached to. I think it is very good that if you are going to run a Facebook ad, you should have a Facebook page for that company, and it should have some posts, right? Sometimes, like, a lot of people aren't really they're not active on their Facebook business page. They're just really using it to create the leads. That's cool, but you want to have some sort of activity there. You want to post some things related to your business. And the more you do it, the more likely you are to at least have like an authentic looking page that someone, when they click on your lead, or they click on your ad, if they follow over to your Facebook page, they at least see some activity, right? So that's just one thing, right? Okay, so you're going to have that connected to your Facebook page, obviously. And then if you have an Instagram account, you're going to link your Instagram account to this. And that's what I did. And then the next step, ad setup, create ad format. Choose how you'd like to structure your ad. Do you want to have a single image ad? Do you want to have a carousel, 2 or more scrollable images, meaning that when your ad pops up, is it just going to be one ad, or is it going to be something people can click through and see multiple images? It's really on you, on what you think might be better. Some people say it's better to have a carousel. Some people are okay with just having one ad. For my purposes, recently, I've run single image ads. Okay. Your ads can appear alongside other ads in the same ad unit to help people discover products and services. I'm okay with that. That's fine, right? Ad creative. Select and optimize your ad text media enhancements. So for right now, because in our private session, I will share with anybody who wants to know. I will share the images that I use, right? So let me know uh, if you're interested in private session on helping you getting your page set up. But I'll share the actual images. These are just images that I've used in the past. These didn't work, right? Like, so I wouldn't suggest using a skateboard image and a baseball cap of your company's logo to try to generate leads. It ain't gonna work, right? Unless you're maybe selling skateboards and baseball caps. But my point was that this image is just something that I'm using for this demonstration. If we were to go forward with consulting, I would definitely show you all the images that I've used, give you more detail on that. So look, as you see, whatever ad you post, it's going to be placed in 16 different places, right? So first step also is that when you create an ad or an image that's going to be using this, you got to have the right size. I don't know what you use. I use Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop to create my images, and that way you're able to size it appropriately so that the image shows correctly, especially if you have text on that. You don't want that text being blocked out on different platforms that they place your ad, so you really want to do it the right way. But as you can see here, your ad will have 16 placements via posting it here, right? So Facebook feed, Facebook in-stream for videos, ads on Facebook Reels, Facebook Marketplace, profile, video, etc., Instagram, right? So there's multiple places. Here's some different 5 other stories, Reels, network, right? These are all the different places where your ad is going to run, right? And then here's where you're going to put the primary text on, like what people, or the primary text related to your ad. So if it's mortgage related, we are a premier mortgage lender, helping clients throughout California secure home loans, right? Or whatever, right? But this is what you're going to do. You're going to fill that out. You're going to fill this information, the headline out, buy your new home now. Great programs available for every type of client, right? And then what's your call to action? Are you looking for them to sign up? Should they apply now? Should they book an appointment with you? Should they download something? Should they go to a website, etc., right? If it's information purposes, you might say learn more. If it's a direct interest rate quote or some sort of offer of like, something that they can get a quote for, hey, painting a house or whatever the case is, get a quote on painting the house. This is your call to action. You need to, select which one you think is going to suit you best, right? Okay, and then from there, at Advantage Plus Creative, this is a new option that recently came up, and then whenever you see this little thing right here, I think this is AI. Tailor your ad for the person viewing it by letting us automatically optimize your creative. This can help improve performance. So right now I got 3 out of 4 of the enhancements turned off. Let's see. They're asking which one do you want to turn on this third one, 3D animation. So that would make it to where your ad has some sort of motion or movement in it. Let's go ahead and do it if they say that that's going to improve the production or the, it says that it can improve the results. Cool, let's do it. Destination, tell us where to send immediately after they tap your ad, right? Do you want them to you want to use a template or do you want to create a form? What I've done in the past is I've created forms where people could fill out basic information that's going to turn into a lead. My advice is that you don't want to ask a bunch of questions. What you want to do is you want to ask maybe 1, 2 basic questions that kind of funnel down who that person is for you and help you have a better, warmer lead, more informative lead coming through. But too many questions might have someone opt out. Too many questions might just give someone a moment where they're just like, I'm over it, as opposed to really you just want to gather the contact information and then get in contact with them as soon as possible. So different forms, once again, in a consulting session, I'll show you an exact form, but for, to show you how it's done, let's go ahead and create one, right? So form type, let's just say test form, go next. So the greeting. So let's see here. If it's a mortgage company, greeting, thanks for your interest. How do you spell interest? In our no income verification program. Oops. No income doc loan. Okay. With all the, let's say here, designed to make buying your home easier. This loan requires only good credit, good taste in music. Right? So your questions, right? This is where you are going to ask the questions that you want to populate over onto the actual lead that you or your agent or whoever is going to get. So let's see here. First question. Let's get description. Let people know how the information they get will be used or shared. See examples, right? So actually, we'll use your information to send to our weekly newsletters. We'll use your information, right? So this is just basically you giving them a short disclaimer regarding how their information will be used. So for me, I'll just say something like, your information will only be used to contact this mortgage inquiry. Right? We have a privacy policy that goes way into further detail about what we will or won't do with their information, and that's going to be linked further in this inquiry or next in this lead form. But just you're putting something right there just so that you have something that they can see as they go through. So choose the type of information you need: email, name, and the other thing that I would like to get is a phone number. Come on, phone number. Okay. And then add, let's see, user information, work information. I wanted to ask a question. Where do I go for that? Add category, user information, contact fields. All right, so you can add a question. All right, let's see here. Short answer. There you go. Actually, let's change this. We'll go to multiple choice. Add the question to multiple choice. How soon, once pre-approved, are you looking to purchase? 0 to 30 days, 30 to 60 days. Let's see here. 60 to 60 days plus, right? And do we want this above or below the contact? So I would say we want this below the contact information. Wait a minute. Let's save. Save. Okay. But can we move this down? I don't know if it's going to let me move it down right now. Okay. Not that's fine. But let's put the full name above the email. Put the email below the phone number. Next. Okay. And then you have a link to your privacy policy. We already have one in there, so they're using that one. Ending. All right, go back to policy. Just put www. Okay, that's fine right now. Okay. And then www. So this is where you would put the privacy policy, right? And then you would create a form, right? So there is your form. So now you've created a form. Let's look at it. So the form ends up populating over here, and then you would just, this is the test form that we selected. You would, right here, you don't need to really select anything in here, because if you've already set up your CRM, and that's another thing that I'll assist with in the private consulting session related to this, I can help you set up your CRM. Okay, so that would be something that's set up on your CRM platforms, where you do an integration and you connect it to Facebook. Okay, so when someone clicks on the ad, this form is going to pop up after they click on the button that says either get quote, learn more, whatever it is. I think in this situation, you're probably going to want it to be let's see here, what's up here. Let's go to I would say learn more would be better, because if you're talking about a certain type of loan program, you want them to be interested in finding out more about that. So here's your form. Thanks for the interest in our no income doc loan, designed to make buying your home easier. This loan requires only good credit and good taste in music. And then they would click, how soon are you looking to purchase? They'll click that, 30 days, click continue, right? And it's going to go to the next button, contact information, boom, 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 boom. Here, privacy policy, and then at the end, thank you, you're all set. You can visit our website or exit free. So that's something you can adjust to. On one of mine, I put a little bit more detail saying, hey, thank you, you're all set. One of our licensed agents will be reaching out to you shortly. But if you need immediate assistance, call this number. And that's another way that you can turn a internet lead into an actual inbound call, just by prompting them right there. Hey, you can go ahead and call us if you're interested. And then what you would do is you would click publish, right? And I would publish this ad, and then it would carry over to your, let's see here, go to 2025. Wait a minute. All right, so this is, we're still in the ad. Let's go back here. So then it would come over here where you're in your, now you would see the ad, right? It's right here. All right, so, and then you can go in and out of this thing if you wanted to edit it, right? This is where you can edit it. This is where you could turn it on, right? So this is just my recent ad that I've been running. It's created, no, this is not, let's update it. Let's refresh this screen, because I hadn't refreshed it to see how much I've spent and how many leads I've got per that amount, right? What date? Oh no, so it's giving me a shorter date range. Let's go back. Let's go back. Talking way back when I started running this. There you go. So there's the time frame. So 166 bucks on this. I've been only spending maybe 25, 30 bucks a day. 51 leads, my boys and girls. Or no, that's, my ladies and gentlemen. All right, so if we got $166 spent divided by 51, well, the cost is right there, my friends. It's $3.27. So that's pretty damn good, right? That's a good cost per lead. And I'm trying to figure out what things I can do to tighten it up a little bit to increase it. I might change the verbiage on the lead a little bit, or on the ad imagery. But what I've shown you is enough for you to slow this down, pause it, do whatever you got to do, and you can create your own ad, right? Your results, if you are creative and you have a good ability to create imagery, then your results may be on par with someone that's been doing this for a while, right? You may not need a consulting session with me where I walk you through further and show you exactly the verbiage that I've used, exactly the imagery that I've used, um, what I consider something that'll turn leads for you day one. You may be able to do that just based off of what I've showed you. And if you do, more power to you, and create a video and tell other people, right? But if you do feel like you need that additional slow down, walk through full, 2 hour session where I maybe jump onto your computer screen, do a Zoom meeting, show you my actual content that I've created from scratch via Adobe Illustrated, where I've literally created the actual images, then let's do it. Let me know in the comments. I'll reach out to you, and we will set up a session. So until then, my friends, like and subscribe. I hope this helped you out. 100 years of wealth to you and yours. Stay safe and stay focused, right? Let's build no matter what's going on in the crazy political environment. Take advantage of the benefits that come from it. Push back against the things that don't sit right with you. And but at the same time, things do change. We'll end up having a different administration at some point, I would think, as long as they don't try to remove that ability, right? But things will adjust and change in the world, but make sure that your business and where you're trying to succeed, you stay focused on that, even through all the craziness, good, bad, ugly, and things will come out all right. So like and subscribe. 100 years of wealth. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Thank you.